War in the real world is a nightmare. It's sad to see all the pain and loss that comes with the battle our soldiers go through to keep us safe and free. That being said, from a story standpoint, war is one of the most influential forms of storytelling, especially for the gamer. The first-person genre was first introduced in the classic Doom back in 1993, and introduced the first-person genre to the world. After its success, it made way for more titles to be introduced in the world, from titles such as GoldenEye 007, Perfect Dark, and of course, the beloved Call of Duty franchise.
Hey, what's up everybody? Noah Matt here, and welcome to episode number 3 of the Nerd Talk. Today is another very special episode for we are talking about Call of Duty Black Ops, in honor of the release of Cold War coming out in just a few days, and also in honor of our veterans around the world. War in real life is something that is absolutely terrible. You know, it's terrible, it's just not fun at all. And it's bad, but in story form, it is one of the best ways to tell a story and one of the funnest things. First-person shooter games are fun, always enjoyable. I'm a huge fan of Call of Duty. I'm also joining this episode by my best friend in the world, Jakey, Cakeys. And a link to his channel will be in the description if you want to check out his channel as well. And he's going to be with me in this, and it's going to be fun. But yeah, Black Ops has been one of our favorite games for the longest time. And let's just hop right into this. So let's get going into the episode.
Steiner. They all had to die.
We wanted Steiner alive! Why did you have to kill him?
Because the numbers were telling me to! Why don't you fucking understand?
Dragovich, Kravchenko, Steiner. These men must die.
The infamous lines from Mason and Reznov that makes Black Ops Black Ops. We all know the lines: Dragovich, Kravchenko, Steiner, all must die, and the numbers! These lines are some of, if not, the most iconic lines to exist within Call of Duty history.
Right, but what are memorable lines without memorable characters? From the likes of Sergeant Frank Woods, to Bowman, Alex Mason, and the iconic Victor Reznov. All these characters are what truly bring this game to life. They all play a role, and it all comes together to build an amazing story.
That's right. While yes, Call of Duty 4 gave us the amazing Captain Price and a few neat missions, while also going into modern times instead of World War II, Black Ops is where we got introduced to so many more new cool ideas, like the fact that this time around, we actually have a main character who is actually the hero of the plot, instead of just playing as a random soldier.
That's true, and it also gives us a look into what we can really do with the missions of a Call of Duty. Modern Warfare introduced the level to be in the AC-130, and World at War gave us the iconic tank missions. Black Ops allows us to do these things and more, such as being able to take control of an attack helicopter, direct a squad to move, and protect them with the big gun.
Call of Duty Black Ops also allows us to visit a time in history that honestly I wish we could have visited more within the Call of Duty franchise. It doesn't take place in the 1940s like the old Call of Duties, and it isn't in modern day, now like in the 2000s, but instead we get to step into the 1960s and see the Vietnam and Cold War play out.
We also get to see iconic characters such as JFK, Fidel Castro, and while they may not play a huge role in the game, it works out well for them in the fact that we get to see them and have an idea of what it may have been like at the time.
The story of Black Ops sees us playing as Alex Mason, who is a part of SOG in the military, a group of soldiers handpicked to go on dangerous illegal missions to take out targets and stop threats that threaten the free world.
We start off with Mason waking up in an interrogation room. He is being asked what the numbers mean, and he doesn't know what they are talking about. So we go back in his memory and try to uncover the mystery of the numbers and find out the meaning behind them.
We see that Mason was sent on a mission to assassinate Fidel Castro, who in real life was a dictator of Cuba, and he was not a good man. So Mason, Woods, and Bowman head on and take out Castro. Mission success, but as they are leaving in a big plane, the runway is blocked. So Mason stays behind and clears the runway. After this, he is knocked unconscious.
Finally coming to, Mason opens his eyes and sees that Fidel Castro is actually still alive, and who he killed was a double. Castro is talking to two men, Dragovich and Kravchenko, two Russians who are working with Castro in front of a huge ship. Mason is then taken away for about a year and a half in a prison called Fort Kuda.
Luckily though, Mason meets Victor Reznov, and they devise a 8-step plan to break out and escape.
So they move through the prison, executing each step until they get to a vault. Mason gains a minigun and starts tearing everything to shreds. But then the Russians send in tear gas and Mason is rendered unconscious.
After he comes to his senses, both Mason and Reznov make their grand escape on motorcycles and make it to a train to officially escape. Mason makes the train, but Reznov does not, and he is presumed dead.
Once Mason returns to the States, he is taken to the Pentagon, and we get to meet JFK. It is one of the coolest cutscenes within a Call of Duty game, but here we start to see that not everything is what it should be.
Yes, that's right. As Mason speaks with the president and is given his new orders to go and kill Dragovich and stop the Russian space program, we see Mason has a hallucination of himself killing the president. It lasts only a moment, but from this, we see all is not as it should be.
Mason moves on and takes out the space program at a Russian base, but he has no luck in killing Dragovich. They think they may have got him out, but it turns that he didn't.
After this mission, Mason heads to Vietnam, Quezon, as a recon mission for intel. But of course, it goes wrong as the base at Quezon is ambushed, and so they have to stay and fight. So in Call of Duty fashion, Mason and Woods go against their orders to get to Hue City and defend Quezon.
Mason and Woods move through fighting off their attackers and defending all of Quezon with their fellow Marines. After they defend Quezon, Mason heads into the Hue City and finds a Russian defector so he can gain a dossier on Dragovich. It is presumed that the defector is dead, but they move in anyway and see if he is still alive once arriving. We see that Reznov is there and alive, and he is the defector. He gives warning of how Dragovich is planning an attack on the west.
After getting this intel, we step out of Mason's shoes for a minute and step into Jason Hudson's shoes, who is an operative in the CIA and is Mason's handler and has been on a few missions with Mason, such as Quezon. We see that Hudson was in Hong Kong in the city of Calhoun, interrogating an Englishman by the name of Clark. No, not Clark Kent, just Clark, for the information of the numbers and what they mean, and what attack is being planned.
Here we learn that there is an attack called Nova 6, a deadly biochemical weapon that kills anyone who breathes it in within seconds. As they learn of Nova 6, Hudson, Weaver, his partner, and Clark are ambushed by Dragovich's men who are trying to tie up loose ends. So they move through the city escaping the attack, and right before they are out of the woods, Hudson asks Clark about the numbers. Before he can give an answer, Clark is killed. And so they are left in the dark without numbers.
Once we finish this mission, we now take a step back once more and go back in time to 1945 and play as Reznov, who goes on a mission to find Steiner, the German. Once locating him, they are then taken to a boat where Nova 6 is stored. Once arriving, Kravchenko, Dragovich, and Steiner betray Reznov and his men and use the gas on his fellow teammates. Reznov luckily escapes and destroys the ship, but that doesn't stop Dragovich, thus beginning Reznov's rivalry and wanting to end all three men's life and stop their evil.
This mission is a powerful mission in the fact that it allows us to learn more about Reznov and see the heartache he went through. It's so sad yet so powerful. It really allows the player to be able to have a strong connection with Reznov and Mason. And it allows the player to hold that same disgust with Dragovich, Steyer, and Kravchenko that Mason, Reznov hold towards them.
Yep, that sure is true. The way these evil men discard human life is disgusting and pure evil, that's for sure. And so this mission really helps for us to see that evil and gives us the ultimate goal of bringing them down.
Now we go back to Mason's shoes. He is back in Vietnam, baby. He is once again captured by Kravchenko. Sadly, Bowman is killed in this prison, but once Mason and Woods escape, they move through and find and kill Kravchenko. Woods is presumed dead because he sacrifices himself.
After this, there's another mission with Hudson, and in this mission he discovers the numbers broadcast but still doesn't know where it is located. After this intel is recovered, Mason heads to Rebirth Island to take care of Steiner with Reznov.
On Rebirth, Mason and Reznov move through killing anyone in their way until they arrive, and Steiner is finally put to rest by Reznov.
Yes, but after this we go back and see that Hudson was on the island as well, and wanted to capture Steiner alive. Once arriving at the complex, they enter the room where Mason is, and are too late to save Steiner. But what's this? It's only Mason now? How can that be? Reznov was just here, wasn't he?
Well, it seems like something super fishy now. We return to the interrogation room. We now see the men interrogating Mason was actually Hudson and Weaver. And the truth is revealed that Alex Mason was brainwashed by Dragovich. He was brainwashed to now know what the numbers mean and where the location of the broadcast station is. He was also brainwashed to kill the president, John F. Kennedy.
Yes, but it turns out Reznov was aware of this and took matters into his own hands, and turned the brainwashing into killing Kravchenko. Once coming to his senses, Mason remembers the broadcast station. Remember that big boat?
The Rusalka. That is the boat used for the numbers broadcast. And so Mason, Hudson head out to the boat to take it down.
Yep, and in Call of Duty fashion, they arrive, bring it down, and Mason kills Dragovich, finally bringing this threat to the free world to an end and stopping another global war.
Black Ops has one of, if not the most innovative stories in video game history. It did so many new things for story. A new era we had never explored in an FPS game at the time, allowing for a main character that actually has the spotlight. Though that's not all it has to offer.
That's right. Along with the amazing story, we also have multiplayer and the infamous Zombies mode that was introduced back in World at War. Sadly though, for multiplayer, since we played on the PC, it's hard to be able to get different maps without finding the right server, so we mainly stuck to Nuketown, because that was the only active server when playing.
That being said though, Nuketown is one of the most memorable maps within the Call of Duty franchise. With multiple remasters and multiple games after Black Ops, it holds a special place in the hearts of many Call of Duty fans.
Black Ops also paved the way for many new ideas within multiplayer to come to life. While it still sticks to the mainstream 6-on-6 format and run-and-gun gameplay, it also introduced new ideas like the COD point system. While now COD points are mainly used for battle passes or the terrible loot box systems introduced back in Advanced Warfare, here they actually help multiple purposes that worked out really well.
Right. COD points allow you to purchase new weapons as you level up, buy new perks, and attachments to be able to fit your playstyle. And with a multitude of deadly weapons at your disposal, it's never been more fun to rip and tear your enemies to shreds.
While Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare introduced the idea of creating a class, the customization was very limited at the time, whereas in Black Ops this was fixed. Now instead of only using one attachment to your weapon, you were able to apply two if you equip the right perk. And being able to have that option of two attachments can really come in handy on the battlefield, giving the player more creative freedom in how they approach the enemy.
There is also a high-stakes wager match, where you could bet your COD points in a free-for-all fight to see who comes out on top. The more you bet, the higher the stakes are to win.
In addition to this, Black Ops is also known for some of its amazing weapons that you can wield in any mode. From the FAMAS to the Commando, 1911, or even Olympia, Black Ops had the biggest arsenal of weapons, and they were all super fun to use.
Now we come to our personal favorite thing about the Call of Duty, and I think everyone loves this mode, the infamous Zombies mode. A wave-based survival mode to test the player on how long they can survive. Using points you gain from kills to buy new weapons to help you survive, and perks that give your character special abilities, whether it be extra health, faster reload, or even a faster fire rate.
Zombies. I remember back in 2009 when the zombie mode, which was only intended at the time to be something developers Treyarch were experimenting with, first released. And of course, being 9 years old, I was terrified when I played this. The creepy atmosphere of the map, Nacht dir Untoten, to the sounds of the zombies made, and the barriers being torn down, it honestly was pretty scary at the time.
I can agree, that was pretty terrifying.
True.
Of course, as time went on, the developers saw how much everyone loved the mode, and so they made more maps from classics such as Verrückt, the beloved Der Riese, and when Black Ops was released, they kept the trend moving right along.
That's right. For example, once you beat the campaign and the credits roll, it doesn't just take you straight to the main menu. Instead, you get taken to another awesome cutscene featuring JFK once again.
For time and the world do not stand still. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or the present are certain to miss the future. I said are certain to miss the future.
Oh no, I missed that. Prime Minister Castro, this missile crisis was the last straw. We almost blew ourselves up. Now we invited you here today
In good faith.
to sort this thing out.
And why is he here? He lost. As I always say, forgive your enemies, but remember their names. Now, gentlemen, as I like to think, in the long history of the world, that there are only a few generations.
Sounds like someone breaking in!
It's just a storm, Dick. Sit down.
Oh my God! It appears the Pentagon has been breached.
Zombies. Gentlemen, at times like these, our capacity to retaliate must be and has to be massive to deter all forms of aggression. Gentlemen, lock and load.
Viva la revolución. Any last words, Mr. President?
Yes, Jack. Any superlative words of inspiration for our humble troops?
Do not pray for easy lives, my friends. Pray to be stronger men.
Now you can play as JFK in Zombies!
I like your deadness, funny man. True that, but that's not all it has to offer. We also get the classic map of THENERDTALK, a German theater map that was sure fun to play, and introduced a new nightmare, the Nova 6 crawlers.
These little nightmares aren't too bad to deal with. They do have Nova 6, and when killed explode, causing you to go blind for a few seconds, but the first time you encounter them not knowing what they are, it can be intimidating, seeing as how you already have zombies and dogs to deal with.
Black Ops also brought back many of the classic maps, including new ones such as Call of the Dead, a zombie map that has George Romero as a zombie boss. That's pretty awesome.
That's true.
And Ascension, a Russian base that holds a huge rocket that has terrible monkeys that steal your perks.
Black Ops Zombies just has something special about it. Me and Jake here used to and still play it all the time. There's just something so fun about being able to kick back with a friend or two and just kill zombies for hours on end. Even playing by yourself, it can be a blast. From the weapons to the perks to the little Easter eggs like the hidden songs, it makes for one heck of a good time. Call of Duty Black Ops, I believe, is really what set the tone for the rest of the Call of Duty franchise moving forward. While past Call of Duties, as of recent, before the release of Modern Warfare 2019, were less than great, going in directions that didn't work out well, mainly exosuits, Black Ops really helped to move on the tone of the Call of Duty franchise in a new, better direction. From main characters to the way the story flows and just everything about it just works really well.
That's very true. The main character style was great, and then they had an actual protagonist for once. To the customization in multiplayer, all the attachments you could have, multiple attachments, new gear, and the amazing zombies mode. It truly had something for everyone.
So there you have it. Call of Duty Black Ops, one of the most innovative first-person shooters to come out within the last 10 years. And it is absolutely amazing. A stunning game and so much fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And a huge thank you to all those men and women who fight for freedom every day. You guys have a hard job. I know war is just terrible and everything. And even though we're not in a war right now, there still are battles that are going on out there, guys. So be sure just to be thankful for them. That they give us our freedoms that we have here in America. And I know with this video, it was a little rough around the edges. This is the first time that I actually really got to work with someone and collab with them on a video like this. And like with the recording, I couldn't get Audacity to record our chat, so I couldn't edit it the way I wanted to in the audio section. But I think it turned out okay for what it is. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, click that subscribe button, click the notification bell to stay up to date. Down in the description will be a link to Jake's channel if you want to go check that out. Go support my dude, go support my, my buddy. That'd be awesome. And also just if you guys are excited for Cold War. I'm super stoked for Cold War. I'm definitely going to be doing videos on that. At some point, I'm going to be doing streams probably on it on my other channel, so there'll be a link to my other channel as well, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you did, do all those things, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.